was a king without a crown.
Welcome back to the Playline Stat Prediction Show. I hope you guys all did well last night and won some money. I can tell you that last night's $1 million contest, there were some players that weren't anywhere near their scoring averages, which does happen occasionally. So, sometimes it's tough. We're predicting what they're going to score. It's impossible. So we're just basically providing you with a best estimate as to what we think, that player's going to do for that game, So, we're doing our best. We just can't, we can't magically make them score, what we think they're going to score. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll jump right into the game for today. We're going to be doing the $1 million slate as usual. We'll start out with the first player. We have Ben Simmons versus the Blazers, which is a good game. Now, Simmons has been a little inconsistent this season due to his inability to shoot. He has been below 20 in 4 out of the last 5 games. Now, I think with the size difference between Simmons and other point guards, it allows him to drive and have an advantage at the rim. So that's basically where he can pick up the scoring slack until he develops a better jump shot. So for tonight's expected play line, I'm predicting between 10 to 14 points tonight for Ben Simmons. Next, we have Damian Lillard, who's playing the Sixers. Now, Lillard is returning from a hamstring pull. He missed the team's recent back-to-back games. Word is, as of now, is that he looks 100% after getting the weekend in the past few days to get some rest. Pre-injury, we saw Lillard's scoring numbers drop from high 20s to low 20s. So for tonight's expected play line, due to him coming back from, the injury, and they may give him a little bit of a minutes limit, even though I heard they might not, but, we're not sure. So I'm just going to be, I'm going to predict him between 18 to 22 points for tonight. And if you hear things about, a minutes restriction, maybe do that on the lower end. I mean, if you don't hear anything, then the higher end of that. Next, we have James Harden versus the Boston Celtics. Now, Harden seems to be running away with the MVP this season. With CP3 sidelined by injury again, it once again becomes the Harden show on a nightly basis. Now, Harden has been tough to predict. His range is ridiculous. Harden coming off a 20-point night, and then before that had back-to-back 51-point nights, and then scored 31 against the Bucks, I believe 2 games before that as well. So sometimes it can be certainly hard to predict him. So for tonight's expected play line against the Celtics, which is a very good game, and I believe it's going to be a back and forth affair, I'm expecting that Harden scores between 35 to 39 tonight. Let's see. Next, we have Joel Embiid versus the Blazers. Now, Embiid lately has been dealing with a lower back injury. As of now, all seems well that he suits up tonight. Coming off a 25-point, 16-rebound night against the Knicks on Christmas, I'm expecting Embiid to have a nice game tonight. Expected play line be between 25 to 29 points for Embiid tonight. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just coming back from getting sick. I'm feeling better though. Next, we have Karl Anthony Towns versus the Bucks. Now, Towns quietly has been having a pretty consistent season, averaging 20.3 points per game, with Butler taking the most shots on the team, and also with other mouths to feed there in Minnesota. Now, with Butler showing out lately, I'm going to remain modest with my prediction for Towns. For his expected play line tonight, I'm expecting between 17 to 21 points. Next, we have Kawhi Leonard versus the Knicks. First of all, go Knicks. Now, Kawhi, since returning from injury, has eclipsed the 20-point mark once, which was his last game versus the Nets, which is a great sign. Now, as of this morning, Leonard is probable due to rest. Popovich may decide to rest him tonight, so keep an eye on that. I hope he doesn't, so it's a great game. Now, his minutes have increased almost every game since his return. So for tonight's expected play line, if he does play, I'm expecting between 20 to 24 points tonight for Leonard. I'm not quite ready to put him in the 25 to 28 range quite yet, until until he's shown me that he's back and he's not on these restrictions and not being rested every other night. So for now, I'm just going to remain modest with Kawhi as well. Keep him between 20 and 24 points for tonight. And then, last but not least, we have Kyrie Irving versus Houston. Now, for my personal game in the night, I'm expecting an MVP duel between Irving and Harden. Now, Irving has been below 25 in his last 3, after scoring 30 or more in 5 of the last 6 games before the recent stretch of those 3 games I just spoke of. Now, tonight I'm expecting a high-scoring affair, a duel between Harden and Irving. So for tonight, I'm expecting that Irving's play lines be between 28 to 32 points for tonight. That wraps it up for the $1 million game for today. There is also a giant double up. Now, I'm only able to provide you with the free games, so that's why it may be a double up for me. It may be something different for you. This game includes Giannis, Harden, and Kristaps Porzingis. We'll go ahead and start off with Giannis versus the Wolves. Basically, I'm expecting that Giannis scores between 26 to 30 points tonight. If you've taken a look into the last of around 10 games or so for Giannis, his scoring total's been right around the 26, 27, 28, 29 range for mostly all those games. So predicting him between 26 and 30 is just a smart move. His rebounds for tonight, I'm expecting between 7 and 11. Now, earlier in the season, it seemed like he was up around, getting 11 to 12 rebounds, 13 rebounds. But recently, it looks like it's dropped a little bit. He's been getting around 8 or 9. So, for my prediction there, I'm predicting between 7 and 11 rebounds. And then for his assist, I'm expecting between 2 and 6. Next, we have James Harden versus the Celtics. Once again, as I spoke with his point total in the other game, I'm still predicting him at 35 to 39 points. Now, let me just say this. When CP3 is on the floor and, okay, so when CP3 is on the floor, Harden's not going to have the huge assist nights and the huge rebounding nights, because they have both of them on the floor, and Paul's a floor general as well. And then on the other hand, when Chris Paul is not there, it's either Harden is going to score 28, 29, have 4 rebounds, 12 assists, or he's going to have to, be the primary scorer for the team and have to score a bunch, and then his rebounds and assists are going to be a little bit lower. And that's the case that I feel for tonight's game. I feel that he's going to have to be the lone scorer, besides, Eric Gordon and Clint Capella. But I'm not ready to put his assist in the high marks yet. So for the point total for Harden, 35 to 39 points. For his rebounds, 4 to 8, and for his assist, between 5 and 9. And then, last but not least, I'll save the best for last. Kristaps Porzingis for MVP. It's my man. I hope he can stay healthy. It's really starting to worry me seeing him injured so much. He needs to get stronger. I hope this doesn't become, something that happens very, extremely often, because we need this man in New York. He's a hell of a scorer, a hell of a mismatch for any team. I believe you pair him with any superstar, he's going to flourish. I'm not counting Carmelo, because he was at the end of his career and wasn't able to provide much provide much, for the Knicks his last year and maybe the year before that with Porzingis with the Knicks. So point total for tonight for Porzingis is between 22 and 26. Rebounds between 5 to 9. He needs to improve with his rebounds. He should be getting between 11 to 13. It's blasphemous. It really just irks me that his rebounds are that low. You're 7-3. All right, come on. And then for the assist, between 0 and 3. Which I think you need to get those up too, because if you notice recently, other NBA centers have been passing the ball more. Al Horford, for example, he averages like 5 assists or so. Pass the ball more. And I'm sure he will as he'll get older, and I may be, just being a little too hard on him because he's my man, but, develop your game all around, man, because you can dominate the game in other ways besides your scoring ability. So, that basically wraps it up for today's Playline Stat Prediction Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys do great tonight on your games. As always, I want to thank Playline, and I also want to thank Michael Bisping for the ability to play Playline. You guys have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and good luck tonight, man.